Hey Scorpio, welcome in. This will be a love reading for you. You and your person. What's going on in the connection? Let's see. Start off with some oracle cards and then go to the tarot. Get to the heart of the matter. What's going on with Scorpio and their person? Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus? Messages for Scorpio: clinging, holding on, obsessing, spying. Somebody's spying on you, can't let you go, thinking about you 24/7, not able to let go and trying to hold on to the thought of you. You may be in separation with this person and they want to return. They want a second chance with you, an opportunity to put things right, making amends. This person's got a bag of regret and they're coming back to clear the air. What else is going on between Scorpio and their person? Past life connection, deja vu, repeated patterns, karmic lessons. Okay. Repeated patterns could mean, this person's returning with the same baggage, the same behaviour. They're trying to fill a void. I'm getting this connection was very passionate. Bluff, pretending, mask and exaggeration. Somebody was wearing a mask, hiding their true self. Sleight of hand I'm getting. Maybe a clown nose or clown shoes. What else does this person want to bring to the table? Divine masculine, yang, masculine energy. This person wants to step up and take control of this situation. They may not be managing their emotions, regulating their nervous system. They feel like you fill a void and only you can fix the divide between you two. Okay, what is the overall energy for Scorpio's love reading? Overall energy, please, Spirit. Scorpio love reading. Gene keys, that's a lot of cards. We'll take them. 7 of Pentacles, King of Wands, 8 of Cups, and the 3 of Wands. This person may have left. Maybe travelled out of town, moved to a different city, hoping that the physical distance would, help them sever the tie that they have with you. But I feel like it's a very passionate connection where the physical intimacy was off the chain, and that's why somebody's clinging to your energy. Somebody's wanting to return and invest with you. You could have a business with this person, maybe a joint bank account. Maybe you have children together, you shared a home. Eight of Cups to the 3 of Wands. This person regrets walking away. Yeah, I feel like they may be either overseas, looking out to the horizon, wondering, should I go back? I want to go back. When am I going to hear from Scorpio? All right, what is your person's energy towards you? The person's energy towards you, Scorpio. So if you're at a distance with somebody, whether it's mentally, physically, or emotionally, this person's thinking about you a lot. And I feel because they are the ones who walked away, they're not able to understand why they feel this, still drawn to your energy. Oh, they're not going to reach out though. They're stubborn as hell. 4 of Pentacles and their energy towards you. What is your energy towards them? Oh, there's grief and sorrow here on your side. You may have tried to reach out to them, communicate, and they've ghosted. And I feel from your side, the last interaction that you had with this person, it's stuck in your mind. You're focusing on the loss, the grief, the sorrow. Maybe this was a painful ending. I'm not sensing a betrayal or heartbreak or, lying, cheating, or, I'm not sensing that. It seems like an amicable breakup, but still there's that longing and that loss. Okay, what's the energy between you two right now? Current energy between you two right now. That is one of the saddest things, when you still feel connected to somebody and you just can't be with them for whatever reason. This doesn't even have to be a breakup. It could be just somebody moved overseas for work. What is the mutual energy between you two? Ace of Swords. Yeah, this needs a conversation, honest conversation about feelings. Those things that come up when we're attached to somebody. That feeling of uncertainty and discomfort when we have to be vulnerable and express ourselves. Spirit's saying that needs to happen in order for you two to be on the same page. What is your feelings towards this person? How do you feel about them now? Oh, you're tying this person to your personal happiness. Don't do that. They make you feel alive. You miss the conversations. You miss their energy. They made you smile, laugh. They had a great sense of humour. You're thinking of all the good things that you're missing out on here with the 5 of Cups to the Sun card. You're attaching some type of positive emotion to them. And that's where the disconnect is happening. This person didn't make you happy. That emotion came out when you felt good about life, about having a connection with somebody who vibed with you, being seen, being heard. Okay, what is your person's feelings towards you? You create your own happiness. You manifest your own reality. It's true, you do need to mourn the loss of somebody and heal the grief. Your person is hoping that you're still single. You too. I need to know why y'all broke up or why you are separated. Four of Wands. Why is the Four of Wands here? What happened here? Emotional instability. Somebody couldn't regulate their nervous system. I feel somebody was more obsessed with the idea of the other person than the actual person. There was a falling out. It could have been about the living conditions, maybe just everyday habits that you both realised you were incompatible either emotionally or one of you was. And somebody's subconscious fears of holding on too tightly and looking towards the other for stability. I feel that's coming from your side, Scorpio. Like you may have looked at this person to regulate your emotional stability. They may have been open to helping you through a dark period of your life and being there to listen and understand. Like I feel because you've attached some type of happiness or positive emotion to this person, you had become, I mean, roles could be reversed, take what resonates, leave the rest. Somebody's become dependent on the other for emotional stability. And it became too heavy for this person. That doesn't mean they don't care. They do a lot, but it just became too much of a responsibility for them to carry on their own. At some point, whoever was the codependent one, you need to take ownership and responsibility for your own happiness, your own well-being, your own mental health. Jinkies, this is a psychological Scorpio reading if ever I saw one. Page of Pentacles, this is the student of the deck. It's learning how to contain those emotions, what to do with them, which is stop, pause, breathe. You know, you're not your emotion. Look at it from an observer point of view, and just like the waves on the beach, just let it flow through. Easy to say, hard to do. The more you practice, the easier it gets. And you'll find, bit by bit, the more that you practice, the stronger you'll be, the more resilient you'll be to anything that comes along. It's building resilience, and that's the Page of Pentacles. Realizing your triggers, putting a name to it, whether it's shame, grief, loss, helplessness, or just straight up anger. You know, those emotions that have negative connotations, but it's really just human nature. We don't need to be ashamed of our emotions. It's how we deal with them in a healthy way. Gene Keys, what's going to happen between these two in the future? Potential outcome. The Lovers. Yeah, I feel like you two are going to connect again, because you're spiritually tied, or even there's a telepathic link here. But one side needs to do the healing, and the other side is waiting for them to consolidate and regulate their own emotional weather on their own. Be sovereign. Okay, what's the advice for Scorpio? You may be dealing with a Leo. I've got Gemini here. Could be a fire sign. Your person hasn't moved on. I feel like they can't move on until, like, some part of them still cares for you enough to wish for you the best, but they're holding back until, well, just for example, they're holding back until you respond in a way that it's quite clear that you have emotional stability, or you're not coming from a clinging place. And remember, roles can be reversed, swap if needed to. But what is the advice for Scorpio, please? Advice for Scorpio. This is a sad love story where two people are at different levels, and you may energetically, even physically, be compatible, but the emotional balance was too much for one person. But the key is knowing that and pouring your knowledge and wisdom into making that weakness a strength. Hanged Man. Be patient with your healing. Be patient with yourself. You're not broken. You're becoming who you're meant to be. Strong, sovereign, healed. I'm going to close out your reading with some oracle cards. Scorpio, I do see reunion here. I feel you'll be face to face once again. I feel your person wants it, and you may have some work to do to get there, but I do see it happening. Don't let fear rule your emotions or your actions. Closing messages for Scorpio, please. What does your person want to say? Family tree. There's cultural differences, different values, beliefs or traditions that pose a challenge to this connection. Back and forth. They are trying to make sense of this connection, but their emotions swing back and forth between two extremes. Building an empire. They see how their focus on material things hasn't made them happy and only holding them back from love. Somebody's focused on their work more than love right now. An awakening. The awakening process has begun, Scorpio. You may now hold a new understanding of love and recognize the connection. I think that's mutual between the both of you. That's what I have for you, Scorpio. Stay blessed.